Hello everybody, and welcome to my presentation on how to throw a dance party at the MPicchetti household. Thank you for coming. The intent of this presentation is going to be to show everyone how to throw a dance party here at our home, but also how to run the home audio system that we have. Before I get started, I'd like to set a few ground rules. First of all, if you guys could remain seated and quiet throughout the entire presentation, that would be very helpful. 2 questions are okay, but before you ask a question, please raise your hand, and we'll go ahead and answer it, but let's try to keep questions to the minimum so we can get to the fun part of this presentation. And finally, once I hand out your devices, everyone is going to be able to manipulate the home audio system. So please, once you get your device, only one person control the system at a time, because if you are hitting buttons on your device, you're going to be affecting what someone else is trying to do. Does that sound good to everyone? All right, great. Quietly, don't look around so much, please. Okay, thank you. All right, so what can the system do for you? What's so exciting about this system? Yes, Elena, one question.
Is it okay if, like, my baby doll's making sounds?
Yeah, but let's try to keep the sounds to a minimum, okay? Okay, thank you.
Like this?
No, don't do that. Okay, that's fine. Okay. All right, so why is this system important to you? What's the relevance of it? The answer to that question I'm going to give you in a demo. But before I do that, I wanted to let you know that you can listen to music on the home stereo system. You can watch TV or listen to the audio from a television in the home stereo system. And you can also stream the audio from a YouTube video to the home stereo system. And also video games too. If anyone likes playing a video game on their iPhone, you can shoot those to the home stereo system as well. So there's a lot of things that you can do with this. And it will make everything you do sound so much better. As an example, I'm going to play one of my favorite songs on my iPhone right now. If you listen to that, you can tell that the sound's not very loud. It's kind of tinny. It doesn't really fill the room, right? It's definitely not loud enough to throw a dance party with, right? So now I'm going to shoot this sound to the home stereo system. And listen to that. That sounds so much better, doesn't it? Now this is the kind of audio we could have a dance party to, right? Or imagine if you're watching a movie, how much better would the movie sound, right? Or streaming anything off of your phone. So that is basically the advantages of the home stereo system, and that's why we like to use it. And before I get into the operation of the system, I wanted to tell you guys a little bit about myself. I am the person who purchased, implemented, and designed the entire system, so I know a lot about it. I've also been the person who's been maintaining the system and ensuring that it's been operational for the last 3 years. I've been troubleshooting it. You guys know when you have a problem, you call me, and I either walk you through how to run it on my over the phone, or I'm here and I can make it work for you. So one of the purposes of this presentation as well is to get you guys to a point where you can run it and troubleshoot it on your own as well. All right, so how does this system work? The first thing you need to know about this system to operate it is there are 3 main components that you need to understand and be able to operate. The first one is what I call the content generators. That could be Spotify, YouTube, or a television set. The second thing is a system controller, and this is what your system controller looks like. It's an application that came with the stereo system. Here you can turn on and off zones, change your sources and all that, and we'll run through all that. And then the third one is the wall controller. It looks like this. There's one in every room that has speakers in it. You can see our wall controller here for this room is right here. The important thing to note about this is on all 3 of these levels, you can change the volume or turn them all the way off. So if you're trying to listen to music or sound and you're not hearing anything, you need to check all 3 of these places. I'm going to talk about signal flow a little bit now. How does the sound actually make it to the speakers? And this is from the perspective of listening to something on Spotify. We'll go through the other two as well. But when you're listening to something on Spotify, it's coming from the internet and it's going to your phone. And on your phone is where you actually control what you're listening to. And then it goes from your phone to the Airport Express and then into the stereo system. And that's where you can control things on that second component I showed you, the system controller. And then it goes to the wall volume, and then into the speakers. Does that make sense to everybody? Yeah? Okay, good. So let's talk about how you get your songs now from Spotify to the stereo. So everyone knows how to run Spotify. You open it up, and you have all your songs here. You go ahead and hit play. Oh, actually, I forgot. Before we do this, I want to hand out your devices to you guys so you guys can follow along. Don't actually play anything, but you can look at them and follow along. There you go. So if everyone wants to take a moment to open up Spotify, let me know when you're there. You there? Okay, good.
I'm right there, Daddy.
Okay, do you need some help?
Mm-hmm. Where's one?
There you go. You're there. Good. Okay. So if you go to your screen and you find your playlist, and then you have all your songs there, at the bottom you have a little box here that will bring up the actual song that you're playing. So if you click on that, it'll bring up a full screen here. And then there's another button on the bottom that says Devices Available. You need to go ahead and hit that Devices Available button. I've highlighted it there. And then you get a screen that looks like this, and it says More Devices. You need to click on that More Devices screen or button, and you get a screen that looks like this, and you see Michael's Airport Express. We talked about that earlier. It goes from the phone to the Airport Express. So you click on that, and that starts streaming the songs to the Airport Express. Now that you got that set up, now you need to tell the stereo to look at the Airport Express and pick up that signal. So if you go on your home screen for your phone, everyone has an icon that looks like this. It's called Zone Control. That's the controller I was talking about earlier. If you open that up, you get a screen that looks like this. Now there's many aspects to this screen, and we'll go through them right now. The first thing you see is you have your zone selection area over here, so you can pick the great room or the dining room or the basement. Yes, Hudson?
What should this be? What should the volume?
The volume? You can, okay, so right now you're on the great room. Don't worry about that one, but go to the basement down here, and that's right. So 55 is a good volume. But if you change that, the higher the number you go on that, the louder it is, and the lower the number, the quieter it is. So here's your zone selection. The red highlighted zone is the zone you're controlling at that time. Once you pick your zone, then you need to go over to the source, and we'll go through that in a minute, but this is where you pick the television or you pick your phone or whatever device you're on. And then you have a volume control here too, and you have a mute button, and you have a system on and a system off. You actually have all zones on. In some systems that's called party mode. And then you have all zones off. And then you have a setup button down here. Don't worry about that. That's for me to configure the system with. And then we have a status button up here too. And that's basically a refresh button. If you're not sure what's going on, you hit that status button and it updates your app and it shows you what's going on the system. So now let's go over the source button. This is very important because it tells you if you want to listen to the TV or if you want to listen to the Airport Express. So you go ahead and click here. This button comes up. If you select Airport Express, that will be Spotify or YouTube. If you pick TV, then it will be anything coming out of the cable box. Any questions so far? Yes, Elena.
I love you.
I love you too, sweetie. So, a little bit about the TV. So that's all you have to do for the TV. You don't have to worry about all those other steps. The signal flow just goes from the cable box then into the stereo system, and that's how you listen to TV. And then for YouTube, there's a little AirPlay button down here that you have to hit, And if you click that button, you get this window that pops up here. And again, you pick Michael's Airport Express. That shoots it to the Airport Express. And then after that, everything's exactly the same. Yes, Elena?
I don't need to raise my hand.
You don't need to?
With a mysterious
Well, actually, yeah.
Oh, someone just selected TV. So,
It was YouTube.
it was YouTube? Oh, okay. So, actually, that's perfect timing. We're going to go ahead and experiment a little. So,
For
Hudson,
this project,
could you go ahead and play one of your songs off Spotify? Any song you want? Ooh, good job. You beamed it right up there. You know what you're doing. Good. Okay, so now change it and put it back on your iPad. Good job. Okay, now hit pause. Okay, Elena, do you want to play one of your songs? Good job. Now can you shoot it up to... You don't remember how to do it? Let's go through it. So here, let's go. We can go back to Spotify. Here's Spotify. There you go. Click that. Okay. So, and then you remember you hit this button down here, and then you hit this button here, and then you hit this button here, and then you hit that one there. See if it works. Ooh, good job! Okay, so now let's go ahead and do it. You want to try doing one of your YouTube videos? Okay, so let's go to YouTube. Oh, we forgot to turn that off. And then go here, and then go here, and go here, and hit play on one of those. Okay, and then you hit that button there with the triangle on it. Good, and then pick. Good job! Yay! I think we got it, guys. What do you think? That's awesome. What? Yep. Can you hit pause now, Elena? First, send it back to your phone. Okay. Will you hit pause, please? You can in a second, okay? Just 1 second. Ground rules, remember ground rules. Okay, thank you guys for attending my presentation. I think we have everything covered. You guys seem to be able to use the system just fine now, and that makes me very happy. Hopefully, going forward, we'll learn more about it and get better at it.
for this project, I'm going to show you how to make
Ground
prototypes.
rules.
Prototypes are cool.
So at the end of the presentation, I'm going to send out a short feedback survey for everyone. If you don't mind filling that out, it's very short, just a few questions. Make my presentation better the next time I have to give it. I'd really appreciate it. So first person to raise their hands gets picked the first song for the dance party. Oh, looks like Elena beat you, but you get second song. All right, so Elena, go ahead and pick your song on Spotify. Put it up to the stereo. So you click that one. Nope, you stay inside. Oh, you're right there.
This
Yep.
and this.
Hey, good job. All right. Bye. Thanks.